Good evening, and everybody. Welcome to our first official client appreciation event for 2024. SNS Custom Scriptorium and Hair Loss Clinic LLC. I am your host for the lateral part of this evening and the CEO, Shaquana J. Douglas, of this luxurious establishment. Tonight, I would love to present you all with the latest fashion seasonal colors for Thanksgiving and Christmas 2024 that you can utilize and take back to your current nail salon. Or if you do not have one, you can book with us and we will definitely be able to provide you with that luxurious professional nail salon look at home, as we are a mobile concierge salon at this present time. So without further ado, I would like to present to you and project the objectives for this evening. My first objective and goal is to one, provide a live demonstration on a mannequin hand, as you can see here, of from start to scratch of an application of nail tip, application of the proper steps for a dip powder, manicure. And then finally, I would like to present to you the three different types of dip powder methods that are out there on the market that I personally advise and love myself, as I'm a very big fanatic of dip powder. As you all may not know, but I'm going to introduce myself to you a little bit more further. My background resides in adhesions methods. So nevertheless, without further ado, I would like to go ahead and move on with the manicure and pedicure festival for this evening. So, as I explained to you all, a little bit about me. My name is Shaquana J. Douglas. I'm from a small town from Florence, South Carolina, about 40, 50 miles outside of Horry County, Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, Dillon County, Darlington, that side of the East Coast, basically. And so, nevertheless, what inspired me to start with nails is that I always had a greater vision for helping people look good and feel better. So, ever since age 6, it came from the inspiration of being able to shadow at my aunt's daycare, and I noticed that too. Preemies, they cried a little bit different, and so I knew that medication, pill, or surgery was not just simply going to do the job. So, funny thing is, I picked up the habit of crocheting and knitting at an early age 11 and 12. So I always knew how to braid, sew, stitch, the likes thereof. Nevertheless, doing my prerequisite and preparatory work in 7th and 8th grade and spearheading my career path forward in leading into clinicals to help facilitate patients, I took a detour. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say a complete detour, but as Plan B, I was selected as an undergraduate for research experiences at Furman University doing my undergraduate studies, and I took on the great task of modifying fabric surfaces to prevent biofouling. What is biofouling? Biofouling is the accumulation of man-made surfaces or microbes on man-made surfaces in humid or moist conditions. So what my baccalaureate work consisted of testing 5 fabrics: polyester, nylon, cotton, acrylic, and lycra. So therefore, what the test methods that we were characterizing. We were trying to test for surface resistivity, where basically how much current does it cause to reduce the anti-fouling agents. TGA, thermogravimetric analysis. If I place this in a Bunsen burner or I heat it up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit, the fabric that is, at what point does this polymerization reaction breaks down, or when does it decompose, deteriorate? And then finally, I went on to do wear testing to ensure that, okay, once I put the polypropylene that I made onto the fabric after doing the study, of course, then what point or how long, if I was to wash it or smudge it out, will it wear off? And that test was conducted on performing abrasions. So whatever may have you, no, I was not able to prove that there was one conclusive or conducive fabric that superseded all, but I am very glad to bring to you all, folks, the what they would say, the cross skill set in the pathway of cosmetology. What is I'm very pleased to announce is that, yes, even though one fabric was not conclusive to show that it significantly reduced fouling agents over another, I am, however, pleased to let you all know that this study is very significant, in which if that the proper monomer to doping agent to oxidant activator, that is with nail solutions, then you will always have a crappy job that would come out. So one of the things I would like to share here, the whole nail application, it is a polymerization reaction. So what does that mean is I take a monomer and then I take another monomer, a monomer plus monomer, that means, okay, that's two, that's a dimonomer. But if I take 3, that means that's a trimonomer. And then if I take 4, then it's poly. So basically it means I take simple building blocks and I build them on top of each other to build them, to make them together. So with that being said, my background fell in the line of adhesives. So the adhesive that I made was the monomer doping agents oxidant. Okay, the monomer that I used was Parole, 0.628 grams, I believe, to the doping agent, 10 camphor sulfonic acid. I want to say about 0.614 grams. Roughly, and then I took us a small amount of ferric chloride hexahydrate. So folks, this is very important for you all to know. How does this affect nails? Well, here's the thing. The monomer is the single molecule that I used in the reaction, Parole, and then what I did was, in the presence of that monomer, Parole, I will add a camphor sulfonic acid. Agitate that for roughly about 1 to 2 hours. Then we would add the oxidant into the suspended in its designated solvent, and allow it to drip into the beaker with the fabric that I was testing at the time, and so therefore it will polymerize and it will turn black. So folks, this is all good to know, because any indication that one will see, one could see at the chair, it's because, one, of oxidation, two, that as I stated earlier, that there is either, like for instance, the bead. If you're doing the acrylic method, if the bead is too thick, that means there is too much of what I will say the doping agent, because Parole is the monomer, right? And so if it's too loose, that means you have too much of the monomer versus the powder, which would be the doping agent, folks. So all in to all, what I would like to say is, the overall message is, one needs to ensure that the sum it all up, the process that is written, the process that is provided on the box, which is known as the manufacturer's instructions, it is very important to follow and execute flawlessly. When I say execute flawlessly, I'm not talking about like, okay, yeah, I do it one go, boom, bam. No, execute flawlessly means having a being the favorite student kind of spirit, basically, with, okay, like, hey, okay, the curiosity mind. Okay, what is, like, for instance, the method that I will be doing today, first, is the 6-step ANC, American Nail Systems. What is step one? Prep. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, anytime you're not quite certain, always ensure that you look at the manufacturer's instructions, and then 2, also look at the back of the bottle, and then 3, finally, Google it, because here's one thing that that is not presented to general public. Everything has to be passed in a specification limit, especially with the risk that humans may cross the bloodline. What does that mean? So, like, you cut yourself during nail application, then it comes in contact, your blood comes in contact with a toxin that could be deadly. So that's why it's very important to know these things. So with that being all said, this is why, as I just stated, you want to make sure that you look these things up, because the MSDS, Material Safety Data Sheet, because Material Safety Data Sheet is going to contain all the hazardous, the ins and outs of what one would need to know. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So as I stated, we're going to do the first application on my lovely mannequin head here. We're going to use the ANC. As I said American Nail Concepts, but it's actually Amazing Nail Concepts. Here I have my 6 bottles. This is bottle 1, my prep. Then I have bottle 2, my gel base. 3 is the activator, which is like the oxidant, as I explained in the scenario and with my polymer that I built in my undergraduate studies. 4 is your finishing gel top coat. 5 is your nail nourisher. And then 6 is your brush cleaner, okay? So what I'm about to go ahead and get started with doing, I'm going to go ahead and apply 5 different tips to each single fingernail. Using my any designated nail glue will be fine. And first things first, I always want to ensure that we using proper sanitation. So make sure I've already sanitized my hands, but I would like to go ahead and re-sanitize them. Sanitation is very important, folks, because you want to ensure that you do not have any oils, any excess dirt, because under our fingernails, you know, we use our hands very often and very frequently. Dirt tends to reside or up underneath the hypomycia. Okay. All right. So I sanitize my hands. Okay. And then finally, I'm gonna go ahead and put my gloves on. I like to use these gloves designated partly because they do not tear easily. These are just simple gloves that I got from the dollar store, and I just love them because they're all purpose, as they say. But as I say, they don't tear easy, and then also too, they're very chemical resistant, meaning that the chemicals within the material does not eat through them eat all kind of way, okay? And you have to excuse the washing machine over there in the background. Cleanliness, practicing cleanliness and sanitation. Got some towels over there cleaning. And so yeah, as you see me here, sometimes these things like to, you know, seal themselves up. So what I did was I kind of nipped the little top off and then kind of like stick my scissors here. Close that. So I kind of I like this one. Let me use my white tips for this one. The first demonstration we're going to do the fall color on. I'm going to do a peach. This one is going to be the Premium Nails EDS. We're going to do a cinnamon with that. So that's the first nail demonstration. Then we're going to move on to the Nailboo. The Nailboo, as they stated, is on TikTok. So this is the baby blue for you all to see. And then finally, the other one is going to be the artistic. It's going to be a glamorous and with the green. So that's going to be the winter color. So once again, this first color we're going to focus on is going to be our yellow orange with our cinnamon brown. Given that Thanksgiving is on Thursday. Yes. All right. So as I stated, folks, we're going to go ahead and put these tips on so we can get this stuff started. And so with mannequin hands, you typically want to apply the tips upside down and fit them like so. So yeah, I'm not going to use those. I thought I was. Oh yeah. So yes. So yep. So as I stated, because mannequin hands are a little bit smaller, you want to ensure. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my clear tips here. As I stated, ensure that when you use product, ensure you use gloves. And by the way, I failed to mention, also you want to make sure you sanitize the clients or the mannequin hand as well. My hand has already been prepped as I prepped it earlier today. That Nailboo was not working, folks. I'm not quite certain. Well, as I stated, make sure you use gloves because this one ain't shooting out, okay? So you want to apply with a stop and hold method. sure use a little bit extra. All right. And see, folks, these are already kind of like pre-fitted, so I'm could be I have a little bit too much more. Okay, so boom. We got our tips on. Flip the camera around so that flip the hand around so that you all can see. What's one of them? Alright. So now I'm going to cut them down. Trim the I just would like to trim the ends off. Alright, boom. Right. I knew one of them didn't have a little bit enough glue. We're going to have to put that other one back on, y'all. It flew off. That one flew off. It said, hey, I don't want to stay on the finger today. I think I put a little bit too much oil. See, yeah, I put too much oil on it. That's what I was gonna get into next. Okay, when you clean the hands, you want to clean with acetone and then like the nail nourisher. And I believe that I cleaned. So I like to do it like this a little bit because I like to bevel it. I always want to ensure that you do like a, okay. This one's just not cooperating tonight. Okay, the middle one don't want to work right now. So we're just gonna move on. Alright. So I got all of them on. We're gonna just go back to this one and put it on right fast. This is why I say you have to do it with. If my glove didn't fall on the floor, then I have to use a whole new one. Alright, so I'm gonna try it again. Y'all, mannequin hands, they do not like to go on. Nail tips, they are a little bit different. Just wanna see y'all. Alright, folks, I don't know what's going on with this middle finger, but we just ain't gonna be burning skin, hands, all this night. Okay? Take a cotton ball. We got our lovely nail, because I would like to demonstrate in All right, so I'm not quite certain what's going on with it, but we are going to move on. Should not take that long. But anywho, we're going to move on with the demonstration. So, as I explained, I'm going to use this one. Alright. So I'm not quite certain what's going on with that one. I'm gonna trim these up a little bit. That's the beauty for a backup. Okay. All right. So voila. We got all 5 fingers on here. Okay. All right. I'm not doing it for perfection. I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes only. So, as I would like to highlight here, this is the nail tips. Okay. And I would like to go ahead and move on because as time is going, I got the tips on. So now I'm going to go ahead and do our dip preparation. So as I stated, we want to make sure we do the prep. And I'm going to go ahead and get my little dip here. Dip dish. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and prep my nails. Alright. So I just applied our ANC prep on the nails. So I'm going to let it give it a few minutes while it dry. So once it dried, we're going to go ahead and proceed to our gel base. Now, all right, so it looks like our prep done dry. One thing I would like to highlight here before we move on to doing our gel basing and our first dip is that you don't want to put the gel base to all the nails. That is one of the big no-nos. One thing you want to kind of do is kind of do the base, then dip. Okay, that method works best because you want your color to turn out. It's Here's one thing I would like to go ahead and highlight about why dip is preferred for me over acrylic and gel. Dip powder is more preferred. Simple for the fact of the matter is that one, it gives a more natural look, natural appearance. It's lighter and it's also durable as well. Two, it dries relatively quick. It is less harmful to the environment. When I say less harmful to the environment, and also less harmful to you, because we are a part of the environment. One of the things that dip is notified or notarized for is that they have ways of enhancing the vitamins and intake that we ingest. So nevertheless, one of the things about the nail bed is that it is composed of a lot of nail matrices that is in need of a high volume of water content. With the dip powder, they have the essentials that are nail plates and nail bed needs. Whereas acrylics and gel, the risk factors are high because you have the UV light, UV exposure, ultraviolet radiation. One is not supposed to endure so much because what happens is when you emit a lot of radiation into the body, it can harmfully affect radioactivity can affect other organs, major organs. Acrylics, you have higher dosages of the cyanoacrylates going through the respiratory tract, so therefore one inhaling it, a lot of it, then therefore it can cause respiratory tract infection, leading to bronchitis, asthma, or even emphysema. Okay, so folks, I would like to go ahead and demonstrate the first dip application. So as I stated, we're using ANC, Amazing Nail Concepts. We're going to start with our gel base 2. We prep the nails with 1. And so I'm going to just dip it like so. First things first, we're not going for it's like the acrylics. We want to try to dip similar as such you like you apply. Okay, so we did that one. Ensure you want to go like midways. And then you want to dip. I like to hold mines for a few. All right, folks. So this is so far how our yellow is looking. Oh, it looked bad. And I just wanted to stop here and highlight, on this Thanksmas festival. This is so far our EDS, Premium Nails Elite Design Dipping System, yellow orange. Now, originally I stated that we were going to highlight how the color should look, but I would like to highlight this is because this is client appreciation, right? These are tips and tricks that you should know and be aware of when you're at the salon. Okay, so a couple of things why this application failed. And I kind of anticipated, I wanted to do it the right way, but this is the job of being a material textile chemist, folks, is that, and cosmetic chemist, cosmetologist, whatever you call yourself, the GOAT, whomever. Because everything is not always designed to come out the right way. And it's good to talk about these things because as long as you know how and know what to do on the real person, the real client, and why it went the way it did, then that's the good news, right? So one, I was kind of already expecting this application to be terrible because I've already repeated this process with the EDS ANC steps several times. Like I said, the 6 steps, and then also 2 is the dip, and then you're done. Well, it's not, of course, that simple. But one, as you all saw and witnessed, we had issues with the nail tips. Why that now? No, please. I'm laughing, but I'm being serious. But all jokes aside of seriousness, yes, the poor application of nail tips. Nail tips application are supposed to adhere and go on smooth. I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but a couple of them, they still sitting here. A couple of them split on the nail. That's one. Nail tips are not supposed to split. If they split, that means that they are breaking down. Okay. 2, as we demonstrate, as one go to the nail salon, one actually have, the manicurist, they file and they buff the nails. The reason for that is because that is to, as I expressed with the similarity and the likes of my work, where we did a bracer. So you use abrasors to give it some grit, not just grit, but you want it to have some roughness. Then you smooth it on out. The purpose of doing that is so that the polymer can adhere to the fingernail belt much more smooth application. Okay, I was looking over here, I was seeing if I had some. Okay, but I don't. See, I have my little hand here. Maybe I could demonstrate it briefly what I'm trying to get at, because visualization is everything. So on my hand mannequin here, if you see here and take notice, all of these are shiny, okay, except for this one because I just scratched it, of course. But see how it has some grit? That's what I want to demonstrate. Okay, so yeah, you want to make sure they have some grit. Finish smoothing it out here. Okay, so see, this is a whole lot much better. Okay, as in what I was trying to express to you all. Okay, That's how it's supposed to look, okay? So when it don't look like that, I mean, I did it a little bit more rougher on the mannequin, of course, but on a client, I would want to be way, way much more gentler, because when a client, they may come in with the nail disorder, they may have some tenderness, they may have some dryness. You don't want to cause the client to have only coliasis or um or cause them to have splintered nails, which can send them to the dermatologist, and that will require a hefty medical bill. Okay. So yeah, always ensure you want to do it like this, but you want to also do it a little bit more softer on the client. I'm gonna go ahead and smooth it on out, and I just want to see if I can highlight it right fast what the primary differences will be. Okay. Purpose of your prep is to dehydrate the nails. You want to ensure have proper amount of dehydration. So I put the prep on. Gel base. So now I'm gonna dip the finger. Yes. So it did exactly what I wanted to do. It did exactly what I was expecting it to do. So you see how much more smoother that is? Now I have a little bulb there. That's because I didn't braise enough at the end, but more or less, that is way much more smoother than this, if you can see the difference, because it's kind of clumped here. And then even though I still have to go in and file it down, one does not want it to be cake-like, okay? So yes, there we go, like how it's cake there versus here. And see, this isn't bad to consider. This is a hand plastic mannequin, and that's an actual tip, because those tips we actually put on humans. Okay. But also too, I know that I can go back in with this and take the razor and just gently buff over it. Then also too, it's not all the way dry. So voila. So you see here the difference. Okay? It look like on the camera but it's not. It's the reflections from the light. Okay? So that was our demonstration number 1. I can finish and put the finishing gel and activator on it, but I prefer not to, because as I told you all, that this already like showing is a good indication, because one, dip powder is the same way like you do the acrylic and the gel. One, let me tell you the steps and the process, the science behind it. The process is you want to put, we saw here, that I did the base, you want to start about midways across here. That's about where the apex of the finger is. And you want to come from the center line of the finger, where, as I stated, one, that's where the highest water content of the nail is, under where the nail bed is. Two, it's where the highest blood flow as well. So you want to go midways from here all the way to the end of the nail plate on the where the eponychium is. That's the first dip. Second dip, you want to go about a quarter of the way, and then all the way to the end of the nail plate. Third, you want to go all the way as close as you possibly can to where the skin is, and then finally go to the end. Once you complete all 3 dip applications, and you do the same step like so. So the first one, you do base, application of base. You go from about midways, base, then to the end. Second dip, base, close where the skin is, to the end. Third, you want to go where the skin to the end. Cool? And so once that is all said and done, you would like to follow through with the activator, okay? The activator is this. Once the application of activator is on, you want to file, which we should do now. File, and then buff down. File or buff, depending upon how the nail look, okay? File or buff. Then apply another layer of activator. Apply your finishing touches of your finishing gel, nail nourisher, which to hydrate and moisturize the nails, and then finally you're done. Sounds great? So, because that application went terribly, we're going to move on to the next demonstration, okay? But it went terribly, but it went good, okay? So, that's what the tips and tricks you would like for that demonstration to highlight, okay? To not necessarily highlight to your nail tech, but should they be present, you are now more aware of what you should and should not see. All right. So now I'm going to move on. As I said, I was going to do the cinnamon brown. I don't think I'm going to do the cinnamon brown. We're going to do the Nailboo. So since I finished on this hand, let's stop rubbing here. This is also another thing too. Because I'm doing this on manicure, this is much more safer on the clients using a file abraser than the actual one. Now, couple of things here. I've already got our nails filed down, prepared for our second application demo. Um, Typically, it's stated to not place dip, but because as I expressed, this is demonstration only. This is not product that I will anticipate using on a client. So therefore, I'm just going to simply dump it back into the jar. I found this on clearance at the professional nail store here, the nails depot. They got a nail depot here, y'all, in Tucker. Okay. But all jokes aside, in seriousness, yes. If I wanted to use this on a client, typically this is why they say dip is, they want to be in dip, but it's not going to be bend. It's just a simple extra step. Needless to say, it's really not that much powder in here. I'll say it's less than a half an ounce. It's a half ounce. But anywho, I think a quarter, 0 point. Okay, so this is 1.4 ounce a jar, right? So I want to say it's not even. It looks like a lot, but it's not. So I want to dump it out. I'm going to dump it out because I have here a piece of hair in it, and we don't want cross contamination. Although it is for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna just simply dump it out. Keep it moving. Trying to find a little trash bag here. See what I mean? Not even, it looks more than what it actually is. So, by the way, the actual real dip that I will utilize on a client would be SNS. That system is more preferred. The systems that I have here is usually a teaching kit. So, the ANC Amazing Nail Concepts and the dip I got from, as I expressed, the professional nail store. You have to have a cosmetology license or some license to massage license, because they have massage items, waxing, esthetician items. Yeah. Let's see, I'm on clean. 20. Right. And also too, I like to highlight, please ensure your nail tech manicurist is changing their gloves. As I had experienced the difficulties with the nail not staying on, ensure that they change their gloves. As I told you all, initially I said, I like these gloves because they don't burn holes. But this is the trick to the trade. When you use too much chemicals, they will eat through. Okay? The two little holes. So now, moving on to the next them on. So as we saw here, we had the issue with the nail popping off. And see, when this happens, yeah, you want to, I don't know if you all caught me doing it, but I initially kept putting glue on, glue on, glue on. That is the way to not do it. The correct way is if the nail pops off, you want to stop immediately. You want to sanitize. You want to remove all items that was used. So, like for instance, once my nail flew over here, I think it's still over here. Nope, it's not. But anywho, they fly off. You want to make sure you stop, pick it up, lights thereof, keep on going, and change your gloves. Okay. So now we about to do our Nailboo application. Okay. The Nailboo is a very famous dip application. It is not a professional brand. I found it out of Sally's, but it's highly popularized because it was found on TikTok during COVID-19. And what's lovely about it is it comes with the dip kit instructions, and it comes with all colors. Okay, what more can you get with this, folks? If you would like to purchase a Nailboo kit, you or want more information about it, go to nailboo.com/get started. All links will be dropped in the description box after the video is posted. Okay. And the color demonstration I would like to do for Nailboo is going to be our baby blue. Okay. Baby blue. And the baby blue is expected to look as such. Okay. So we're going to move right along and going to do the right way and demonstrate the negates. Okay. So Nailboo system is a little bit different. Oh, I got my base activator in top here. Nailboo system requires us to use our clear powder. Yeah, build powder. So we're going to use our build powder first, and then we're going to go in with our color powder until we get our color, okay? And for this purposes, no, I'm not going to pour it into the bowl. Nice. No, because I ain't pouring it. That's what. Okay, we got our build powder on. We're going to go back in. Alrighty. So now we have our baby blue. I'm gonna grab our chart again. So our baby blue, it comes out somewhat expected. Couple of things I would like to highlight here is how the nail brush. Sometimes it's not the nail plate or the client's skin. Sometimes it's just poor application of products, right? So here with our Nailboo, I noticed that our base comes out real thick, but our activator comes out a little thin. Here it's not necessarily a matter of whether it's the base or monomer to the oxidant. The base sticks very thick to the brush. Therefore, when one applies it, you want to ensure that you only use like a drop. Because when one puts it on, ensure a smooth application. That's it. That's all. Smooth application. If you notice, I think I went a little bit lighter on these versus I actually went on the first one on my end for So because I wanted to show a smooth application, I went ahead and dipped these two. So as you see here, the difference, main difference between application, folks, and brush clean brushes, application is key when it comes to clients. And I want to show the color. So the color comes out a little bit darker because of it. As I told you, improper ratio. Also too, it can be deals with how much activator I use. Who knows? Because the color was expected to be a little bit lighter, but also too, it comes out a little bit darker or a little bit lighter. And as we see here, I applied the build powder. The build powder on this nail, it's not the same as the build powder application on this nail. The build powder application on this one, an application of the baby blue, they all came out good, but I'll say decent. Okay. So I always want to make sure that there is a smooth, even application. You can clearly see it here because it's like on this side, there's zero that got applied, but on this whole nail, it was across all the way there. And the color here is a little bit dark. And the last application for this evening, I would like to do the artistic. Let me just sit this one to the side. Demonstrate with our artistic. already smoothed these out. Now, our artistic is a four is a 5-step system. We have the prep, base coat, activator, top coat, and then finally the brush restore. And so ensure that we prep all the nails. As I stated, it's like nail dehydrator. What I just did was I just took the brush. I always ensure you dip in between the brush. That helps out with application as well. So now I just did the last